K-pop dominance is here to stay. K-pop is just one part of the phenomenon of the Korean wave, also known as Hallyu, which encompasses the popularity of Korean pop culture, TV, music and movies all over the world. But what exactly makes something K-pop? This is everything you need to know about K-pop. Let's start with a very brief history. In the 1980s, South Korea went through an economic boom. 1987 was a year of massive political change that led to the country's eventual democratization. This opened the door for Western cultural influences, and musical acts of all genres were popping up everywhere. Musical talent shows became immensely popular. They also helped launch musical acts to stardom. On the 11th of April 1992, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐚𝐽 and the Boys, sometimes translated as 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐽 and the Kids, debuted on the talent show MBC. They performed their new song 난 알아요, which had heavy Western influences such as hip-hop, New Jack Swing and guitars. They ended up receiving the lowest score from the jury, but that didn't stop them. The song topped South Korea's single charts for 17 weeks, and K-pop was born. Labels like SM, DSP, JYP and YG began to launch competing musical acts at a rapid rate throughout the 90s, ushering in the first generation of K-pop. In 1996, the first idol group, 𝐏𝐿 was formed by SM. The label also began to develop their idol training program, but most of the acts were still only known in Korea and occasionally Japan. In the 2000s, groups like Girls' Generation began to emerge, gaining fans in China and Southeast Asia. And in 2008, Wonder Girls became the first K-pop act to have a song on the Billboard Top 100 with their track Nobody. They also performed on So You Think You Can Dance and had a reality show on MTV. In 2012, the band EXO debuted with 𝐏𝐴, which had Korean songs, and 𝐿 who sang in Mandarin. 2012 was also the year of another milestone K-pop moment that helped usher in the third generation. That's right, 𝐷's Gangnam Style, the massively popular hit that finally introduced K-pop to the rest of the world. The song hit number 2 on the Billboard charts and became the most watched video on YouTube, and won the Best Video Award at the 2012 EMAs. The world was beginning to wake up to K-pop, and just in time, because the following year would see the debut of one of the biggest bands in the world, BTS. BTS is a 7-member group formed through an audition process by a small label called Big Hit, and were originally a hip-hop group. The name is short for Bangtan Sonyeondang, which translates to Bangtan Boys or Bulletproof Boy Scouts. They finally appeared on the scene on the 22nd of December 2012, releasing tracks on SoundCloud where they rapped in Korean and English. That first drop included a rap cover of Wham's Last Christmas. They were originally considered underdogs in the world of idols, but they've since shattered record after record and amassed a huge and loyal fan base all over the world. In 2018, they became the first Korean group to debut an album at number 1 on the US Billboard chart. Then in 2020, their song Dynamite became the first K-pop song to debut at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. And the video for 2021's Butter got more than 60 million views in its first 12 hours on YouTube. Their success has grown to world dominance, and it is not hard to see why. They co-write and produce much of the music they put out, and each member has a unique style and contribution to the band. They've also collaborated with some of the biggest names in music, including Steve Aoki, Nicki Minaj, Ed Sheeran and Halsey. In addition to their music, they're known for their philanthropy, collaborating on anti-bullying campaigns with UNICEF, working to end child violence in Africa, donating to Black Lives Matter, supporting children fighting cancer, and meeting with US President Joe Biden to combat anti-Asian racism. In 2022, an error in translation led fans to believe the group was breaking up, leaving them devastated. Luckily, a representative quickly clarified the members are merely taking time to pursue solo projects. But BTS aren't the only K-pop megastars. BLACKPINK have been making a serious name for themselves and are a major force in the world of music. The group is made up of 4 women: Jisoo, Jennie, Rose, and Lisa. Jisoo and Jennie are from Korea, though Jennie spent years in New Zealand, while Rose grew up in Australia and Lisa is Thai, making them a truly international group. The name BLACKPINK comes from their songs being a mixture of tough, aka black, and flirty, aka pink. They've been called K-pop's biggest girl group, and it's easy to see why. They've collaborated with Lady Gaga, Selena Gomez, and Dua Lipa. They were the first K-pop girl group to perform at Coachella, and in 2020, they became the first all-female K-pop group to win a VMA. They then won again in 2022 and performed their hit single, Pink Venom. The group was formed by YG in 2010 and trained for close to 6 years before their debut in 2016. Since then, their style and musicality has been a model for other K-pop groups. Their songs talk about independence and vulnerability, which has resonated with their fans, and they're known for their eye-popping music videos. In fact, the video for their 2019 track, Do became the most viewed music video by a K-pop group on YouTube. And later that year, they became the first K-pop group with 1 billion views on a music video. There's no doubt that BLACKPINK are quickly becoming one of the hottest groups in K-pop. And while BTS and BLACKPINK may be 2 of the most popular groups, there are literally hundreds of K-pop groups out there. We're going to explain a little bit more about a few of them. Groups usually have between 4 and 7 members, though some groups can be larger, like NCT, which has 23 members divided into subgroups. The large numbers of members means fans have a wide variety of idols to choose from. Most are considered idol groups. Idol groups present a combination of singing, dancing, and rapping. The members have distinct personalities that are united through music. Groups are usually segregated by sex, with boy groups and girl groups, though there are some co-ed groups like KARD, K-Tiger0, and Triple Z. These idols are fashion icons. Styles range from streetwear to upscale elegance, from pared-down black and white to fully themed outfits. Their image often changes from one album to the next. They'll update their visual aesthetic and tonal style to introduce a new era or concept known as a comeback. So how do you become a K-pop idol? Groups are formed through rigorous and competitive auditions. K-pop hopefuls begin auditioning around age 10 to 12. If chosen, they attend special dancing academies where classes include singing and dancing lessons. They'll rehearse for hours every day and on weekends perform in group performances on music shows. Some begin to have a fan base before they officially debut. Eventually, the studios will place a select few into an idol group or, rarely, launch them as a solo artist. After they've debuted, the studios will generate songs, create music videos, begin marketing, and of course, the group will go on tour. The studio will also decide on the group's comeback, which generates lots and lots of fan excitement. A lot of people have compared K-pop fandom to the British invasion of the 1960s. And that's true, except dialed up by about 1,000. Most K-pop fans are teenage girls and young women, many of whom don't even speak Korean. Fans are extremely passionate. The fandoms even have special nicknames often created by the bands. BTS has the BTS Army, BLACKPINK has Blink, Monster X has Monbebe, 17 has Karat, Twice has Once, just to name a few. and they are dedicated. In the UK, a group of BTS fans spent £2,000 to purchase a billboard display in Piccadilly Circus Station to commemorate the band's 8th anniversary. And in 2017, Chinese fans bought a space in New York City's Times Square in honour of the band's 4th anniversary. Some fans will send food trucks to feed their favourite groups and occasionally join the operators to help serve the food. And famously, fans have used fan cams to flood a scanner app when police had asked citizens to send images of protests. K-pop fandom is about more than just the music, but of course there would be no K-pop without the music. K-pop isn't just one thing and isn't just one sound. It's a mix of traditional Korean music, pop, R&B, hip-hop, electronic dance, jazz and rock. There are K-pop bands that skew more emo, more dancey and more hip-hop. K-pop songs are known for how easy they are to perform and for audiences to sing along with, even if they don't speak Korean. The future of K-pop looks bright. Labels, groups and individual idols are embracing progress and social change. The genre, which has been criticised for its lack of diversity in the past, is embracing idols of all different backgrounds. Holland, South Korea's first openly gay idol, debuted in 2018. BTS have been vocally speaking out against the rise in anti-Asian hate crimes, and they continue to write songs about mental health, social issues, and learning to love yourself. Groups are also beginning to sing in English as they embrace their global fandoms. K-pop icon Psy is back with a new song with BTS's Sugar. As K-pop continues to grow, so does all of Hallyu, as more and more Korean exports are embraced by fans everywhere. And with groups like Astro, 𝐏𝐚𝐫𝐚𝐦𝐨𝐭, Stray Kids and TXT ushering in a 4th generation, it's clear that K-pop isn't going anywhere. The information in this video came from these sources. Check them out to learn more.